Welcome to this week's episode of The Better Half. I'm Kyndra in Aubin. This is Katy Hartley, and we're going to take a look back at what's been going on this week.
Well, Kyndra, I had a great weekend. Kevin Cobb, on the other hand, not so much. Being out of the first Cardinals game of the season with injury in the first quarter. The Cards had a disappointing loss. It was disappointing to see Kevin Cobb out of the game with a rib injury. What do you think the Cards should do with Kevin Cobb?
Well, first of all, I'll say when the injury happened, I was defending him because I got a phone call from my dad and my husband. We're like, this guy is a wimp. Get him off the field. He doesn't. I was trying to defend him. Hey, he may have a broken rib or something. Give him a chance. But when they came back and said it was a bruised chest muscle, I couldn't believe that he didn't make an attempt to go back on the field. Or at least I thought maybe after the game, Wisenhunt would say, hey, Kevin Cobb wanted to come back in the game once we found out nothing was broken, but I didn't let him. That wasn't the case, and I'm really starting to think, this is kind of Kevin Cobb's MO. I think it should be, now I think it's John Skelton's job to lose. I think he truly does have that locker room on his side. He took a couple hard hits as well and bounced right back up. So I don't know. I mean, I was rooting for Kevin Cobb because he seems like a good guy, but I think at this point, Wisenhunt should say it's Skelton's job to lose. He's our guy, and give him the confidence.
Well, is it just me, or does Kevin Cobb look more comfortable out of uniform than he does in uniform?
Just with the pants on and like a long sleeve shirt and a hat, maybe? Yeah.
It is just the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. So I went and pulled some situational stats for Kevin Cobb and John Skelton. I say the Cards put John Skelton in until the third quarter and then let Cobb take over in the fourth quarter.
I don't know, though. I mean,
throwing it out there.
Well, what's weird, though, too,
Cobb,
the other way around.
Yeah, Cobb in the third quarter and then Skelton in the fourth quarter.
I knew what you meant, exactly what you meant. So I don't know. I think the problem is, you're right. I think Cobb looks pretty comfortable on the sideline with a baseball hat on, and maybe a little bit too comfortable. And it might just be time for him to, let loose and move on with his life.
Well, like Wisenhunt said, it's a 50-50 shot at either of them right now.
The cream rises to the top, according to Wisenhunt. And whatever cream rises to the top is going to be playing.
We'll see. Well, speaking of cream of the crops, the Olympics, I have been watching. Have you been watching?
I've been watching as much as I can because of the time frame. I'll have to admit, last week in Flagstaff, didn't catch as much as I wanted to.
Okay, so best storyline so far.
Best storyline so far for me has to be Gabby Douglas. I just love the whole story, and I actually followed her in the qualifying before they even went to London when she was trying to make the team. So many great things about so many athletes, but I truly love her story and just how much she's overcome and the demanding schedules of these gymnasts. To me, it seems harder than maybe some of the other sports. It just could be because we see from such a young age what they're doing and how physically it is demanding on their bodies.
Right.
But I love that story. How about you?
See, I love all of the other storylines of the Olympics. I love watching Prince William and Kate Middleton. I like hearing all the stuff on Twitter and Facebook, the ice bathing being the new T-bowing. I just love all that stuff, all the drama with Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte. That's the stuff I love.
Yeah, I think all the storylines, I don't really think there's been a negative from this entire Olympics that I can think of. I mean, of course, we might get a certain perceived message coming through with the media and whatnot. We're not there and privy to it, but you're right. I think all sides, whether it's just kind of entertainment value or actual athletes, has been great.
Right. Another story coming from the NFL this week is a female ref actually reffing the Chargers-Packers game this Thursday. What are your thoughts on this, though, Kyndra?
Well, first of all, I think that she's going to do a great job. I've always thought that, and I'm not one of those people. I'm not like, hey, Title IX. I'm not, some feminist out there saying that it's all about women. But I think that women can do a great job at reffing. I think she's going to be a line judge. I think she deserves the shot. I think it's unfortunate that she only gets this shot because the other referees are basically on strike. But I think it should be like this across the board. There are a lot of sports where I think women can do just as good of a job, if not better, than men. And I think I'm more power to her. And I hope that she's not totally under a microscope, but I'm sure she will be.
Well, and there was several players who were playing in the game on Thursday who have come out and said, we don't have a problem with it. We think she's equally as capable. But to me, the story is not about that. It's about the fact that the only reason that this girl is getting a chance to coach to ref in this game is because the primary NFL referees are basically on strike.
Yep.
And I think that that's just a tragedy that this is sort of it's kind of making a mockery of it. And I just hate to see that. It really, really bothers me. I hope she does well. I'm sure she will, but I kind of feel like she's set up to fail right now.
Yeah, I mean, I totally see where you're coming from, and we also have the NBA referee, too. It took her a long time to get where she's at. So hopefully, hopefully this woman will knock it out of the park, prove she can handle it. And I agree. Sad that it's under the circumstance, but maybe now, even when the other refs come back and they're back from strike, that she'll deserve a spot.
Yeah, definitely. Another story I found interesting was Barry Bonds coming out this week and saying there is no doubt that he belongs. I can't even say it without laughing. No doubt that he belongs in the Hall of Fame. Kyndra, you agree?
I absolutely disagree 100%. I mean, that's just my own personal opinion because, again, nothing has been proven with him in steroids, and apparently he was absolutely elated and thrilled when the whole Roger Clemens, decision came down that he wasn't found guilty of perjury. But to me, I'm sorry, Barry Bonds is a joke, and he would be a joke in the Hall of Fame. Look at his size. Look at how much it's dropped. I know we're not supposed to judge steroids just on size. They showed him that picture with him biking the other day. He doesn't even look like the same guy. So
well,
whatever.
It just goes
He's
to
delusional.
show how skewed his vision of himself and baseball and the world is. The fact that I think he genuinely believes too that he does belong in the Hall of Fame, and that just goes to show what a flippin' moron this guy is. That he can't see it for what it is. Like he's a cheater. Yeah,
I agree 100%. But until, this country is you're innocent until proven guilty. So I guess until we can actually, but I don't want the government to spend any more money on anybody else. So I guess he's just going to have to live delusional. But I will have to say, I'm going to throw one D-backs note in there. At least somebody positive, Chris Johnson, the third baseman that they signed from the Astros. I mean, he's just rocking it out there. 5 home runs in 8 games for the Diamondbacks. He had 5 RBIs on Tuesday night. So hopefully he can carry it. We haven't even gotten to see him in person yet at Chase Field, so I think that'll be fun. And I know you've been out to a couple games this year, so maybe he'll continue it when they come back.
Yes, definitely looking forward to that. Until next week, you can follow her on Twitter at Kyndra. You're
just trying to get. You just don't want me to get followers.
Plugs all over the place here. You can follow me at FunKaty620. We'll see you next week for another webisode of The Better Half.